He was very popular. Do you guys know what we're talking about?
Is very popular.
I think this whole place knows who we're talking about. Go ahead and introduce this guy because you're going to see a lot of this guy.
We met him last week, and so great to have him back on so soon. Morgan Lekstrom is the co-founder, executive chairman, Streamex Corporation. Their ticker symbol STEX. And Mr. Lekstrom joins us here once again.
There's such a backstory to this guy. We've been talking a little bit off the air. By the way, did you know that he's 6'6"?
Get out of here!
Yeah, and he's got a line for that. He can't say that on the air. But but yeah, he knows.
Never mind.
Hey, first of all, traditionally gold investors lose 2 to 4% annually because management fees and storage. And you have a platform called GLDY that kind of flips that equation. I want you to walk through again, because that's what got everybody fired up, that and your handsome hosts over here.
Yeah.
But walk us through how that works, because you really have flipped it off of what typically drives people to buying ETFs as opposed to physical gold. Talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we flipped it off, but we definitely flipped it or inverted it.
I think you flipped it off.
Your handsome face makes the show much better. Trust me, mine's meant for radio when I look at it. Look, traditionally as a gold investor, you go out and you buy gold, or you buy a gold ETF, and you're paying storage fees or you're paying ETF fees, and you're sitting there going, oh, this is really neat. Yeah, cool. I have spot gold exposure, but I pay a small fee to hold it, but that's just how the world works.
Yeah.
Right? It's these aren't the droids you're looking for kind of thing, right?
Right.
Well, now we flipped that. We took a real world activity called gold leasing, and we've made it available in a financial product using tokenization. I know it's a big scary word, tokenization. It sounds modern and out to lunch, but it really just is an avenue to create a security that allows you to trade it. And what this does is it allows you the same spot, 1-to-1 gold, 1 ounce, 1 coin, 1 troy ounce, and it gives you a 3.5% yield.
So, but the yield is really the interesting part here, because that yield is generated through institutional gold leasing via monetary metals. Talk about that little piece of it, because that's probably the secret sauce here.
It is. It's one of the secret sauces. I mean, I think the technology that was built by Henry and our team is definitely another part of the secret sauce. But I'm going to high level it for you, whether it's monetary metals. Monetary metals is our partner, and they've been an amazing partner. But I want to explain how this works. So you're an industrial manufacturer, and you're going, I got to buy a whole bunch of gold or silver or copper. And you're sitting there going, okay, I buy it at $5,000 an ounce. And oh my goodness, gold goes to $10,000. My line of credit, I can only buy half of what I had before.
Right.
What gold leasing or commodity leasing does in the simplest way is it takes all that risk out of it and it lends it on an ounce per ounce basis, and you repay on an ounce per ounce basis.
Right.
So the person gets the gold spot exposure, fully insured, fully vetted. These are industrial leases. Think large manufacturers of jewelry, industrial manufacturers. These are large companies, right? They're fully insured, Lloyd's of London, Allianz. And that creates a yield back by, again, they're leasing it from us. Like when Xerox leased a photocopier to you, I know everyone's watched Office Space and you want to beat the living heck out of that photocopier. I did that as a kid. I'm not kidding. I reenacted it.
Hey, Mike.
When I was done,
Mike. Hey, look, Mike.
Exactly.
Hey, so what is interesting also, though, is that your investors grow their holdings in real metal terms, not fiat currency, which I think is really, really, really critical here. Because suddenly, and of course, gold being thought of as a hedge against inflation, but also a hedge against the end of the world. I think look no further than mypatriotsupply.com, where they've got, you can get 12 years worth of food to fit in the backseat of your car. Honestly, though, there is this quiet confidence that comes with metal versus fiat. Talk about that a bit.
Absolutely. So again, people are wondering why gold's going up. Why is gold going up? I'm like, I don't know, maybe $40 trillion of U.S. bills printed.
Maybe pumping that much money flow into the system. Going back to 1940 shows the exact same thing happens every time you do that.
And it happens every time, but the difference this time is the debt capacity and the debt load on the system itself. So you have a debt reset that will happen. So gold is literally just catching up. You see it inverse with a little bit of macro events like the Iran war. Gold went down to 4,500.
Yeah.
Everyone was freaking out. And by the way, in the mining community, all the investors are like, it's going to zero. And you're like, if you asked me a year ago where gold would be, I would have said $3,200. And about a year and a half ago, it was at 2,100. So
wow.
I'm just saying 4,500 pullback of like 10% is pretty good. But you see it re-hedging back up. You
well,
can't
and I think
money.
You know,
like
in those commercials when you and I were just doing radio back in the day.
Oh my God.
Gold has never been cheaper. That's right.
Right.
It turned out to be, it was accurate. Hey, where does the SEC and regulation fall into this? I know you guys spend a ton of time working within that framework, but that's really important because you don't have to change anything to make this happen, correct?
Correct. We are a security. So we design the product with our lawyers, with our team in the background to fit within the current Securities Act. We're not reliant on Clarity. We're not reliant on the Genius Act. We are a tokenized security. We fit within the current framework. Yeah. So we are able to be held by ETFs, RIAs, IRAs. These channels will be open to the market very soon, and you'll see this come out in the next probably month or two.
I think first of all, you're going to change the face of how people realign their portfolios, because now it's not this scary thing. Like gold used to have this same sort of chill in the back of your neck as saying, hey, Mike, I want you to buy some art as part of your investment strategy.
Well, yeah, and if you make it not scary and you make it something where even, cement heads like myself can go, oh,
well, the other piece of it, too, is that you're not, and it's not a pitch like these sales guys are doing.
Exactly.
Telling you, Gold, Kruger, and on CNN and Fox. Hey, I want to flip the switch here and talk about your background.
Sure.
Who the hell are you?
This is your life, Morgan Lekstrom.
You have a huge, diverse background. And I know you're actually, as much fun as he is, he's a humble guy. Tell us a little bit about your background, dude.
Oh, man. Like, do you want to know about where I grew up? We can talk about that.
Yeah. So you're clearly Canadian. You're not from Arkansas.
Start at birth and just go.
Yeah, just go. We've got plenty of time.
Oh man.
No.
All right, let's do it.
But as far as, I mean, were you an athlete? Did you get into?
Yeah.
So tell us about that.
All right. Well, I grew up on I'll short form it. I grew up in a farming community 15 hours north of Vancouver. When you think about that, you probably think Arctic Circle. Yeah. Pretty much. In a community that was literally the start of the Alaska Highway. So, hey, wow. that should tell you that it was cold 19 months of the 12.
Oh, my God.
Right?
This guy, cold. He is definitely taking your place when you got here. I told him we need to do a podcast together. We are 100%.
Oh, my God.
Yes, please.
Okay. So cold community. I was an athlete, did 5 sports, went to university, decided that university really wasn't doing it for me. I trained with the Olympic track team in Canada for a while, and I also just realized that doing that in Canada, I'd make no money. I'm like, there's that. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah.
Apparently money makes the world go round.
Yeah.
And so I started my career off going through the trades, and then I went into the engineering side of things and running projects around the world. I worked for a big American company called Freeport-McMoRan in Indonesia. When every single person came to me and I got the job offer, it was like half the salary I was making in Canada. And they're like, so hold on, you're going to go live in a foreign country that you could probably get shot at, and you're going to get paid half the salary. And I was like, this sounds like a great idea. Yeah. This is perfect. And then I lived in Mongolia for a bunch of years and Africa for a bunch of years. And all in all, spent a bunch of time building wild projects around the world, or being a part of amazing teams building wild projects around the world. And learned that I'm like, why am I building this for someone else when I could be building it for myself and my investors?
Right.
And flipped into the public markets about 4.5 years ago. Mm-hmm. I also have a 7.5-year-old son who's really cute, but he is really tall. I don't know where he gets it from.
It's a but.
Like my dad is 5'11", and my mom is 5'5". The milkman was 6'7". I don't know what happened.
Your dad's 5'11" when he blow dries. He's actually only 5'9" when he gets that thing going up. Dude, we'll see you next week. I appreciate what you're doing.
Morgan Lekstrom, co-founder, executive chairman of Streamex Corporation. Their ticker symbol STEX. Yeah, you will see a lot more of him.